The president's first tweet of the morning was about health care, as Garrett reported, and come Monday, the Congressional Budget Office will offer its verdict on the Republican health care bill, including what it will cost all of us. It's already made its way through 2 committees and soon comes before the House Budget Committee, chaired by Congressman Diane Black, registered nurse from the great state of Tennessee, who joins us now. Nice to see you, Madam Chairwoman.
It's great to be with you, Leland. Thank you for having me.
Good to be with you. I'm fascinated by this concept that we have a bill that is already making its way through Congress without knowing how much it's going to cost. Does that concern you?
Well, Leland, we actually have been getting some numbers from the CBO, but what the CBO wants to do finally is once you put all of the pieces together, so we have been getting isolated scores throughout this process of debate, and now what we're asking them to do is to put all of these ideas together and to come back with one large score for us.
All right, so speaking of those smaller scores, it's one of the things that a number of House Republicans, the Freedom Caucus in specific, is using to attack this plan is not going far enough. Congressman Louis Gohmert in specific. Take a listen.
Well, you got to look at the bottom line. What does it do? We're told if everything works perfectly, we may get an 8, 9, maybe even a 10% reduction in the cost. This is crazy.
A lot of reporting out there that House Republicans, and especially those in leadership, meaning committee chairs, yourself included, have been really surprised by the blowback from rank-and-file, deeply conservative Republicans. What are you going to do to try and assuage what you just heard from Congressman Gohmert and other things?
Well, Leland, I have been in Congress now for almost 7 years, and good, healthy debate is good. At the end of the day, we get a good product, and I'm not surprised at Representative Gohmert and what his take on all of this is. This is good conversation. This happens each time we do a bill, but this is a big bill, and there are a lot of moving parts, and we're listening to all members. We have been listening. We've had many, many, many listening sessions, of which I know Representative Gohmert has been there, and he has discuss some of his concerns, and at the end of the day, we will have a product that I believe all of our Republicans and hopefully some of our Democrats will support, because this health care system is falling apart. Here in the state of Tennessee, we have had over a 60% increase in our premiums. The deductibles are going up. People have a card, but they can't get care because of the co-pays. And so we know that this is imploding, and we have to save it. And I think at the end of the day, you're going to see us all come together.
We've seen Vice President Pence already this morning just north of you in Kentucky, home of Senator Rand Paul, who's been a vocal opponent right now, so far at least, of the Republican plan. We hear the president is coming to Nashville on Wednesday for a big rally to, in the words of his press secretary, to really be the salesman for the GOP health care plan. How far out are House Republicans, specifically those in leadership, yourself, the Speaker, other committee chairmen, how far are you willing to stick your neck out for this bill on the at least chance that there could be a pretty loud thud when it fails?
Well, again, I think that at the end of the day, you're going to see that we're going to have the votes for that, and that we will.
But, I mean, Madam Chairman, what if you don't have the votes? And there's a real possibility when you look at the nose counts, and certainly when you look at the Senate, that you may not.
Look, I am willing to stick my head out there and my neck out there for this plan, because I see what's happening in my own state of Tennessee. I have calls every single day in my office in the district and in Washington saying, please help us, rescue us. We don't have a choice. This is falling apart. There are parts of East Tennessee that don't have a single insurance provider in the marketplace. It's imploding. We cannot allow the American people not to have the health care insurance that they want and they need at a price they can afford.
Well, the word imploding is one we heard from President Trump as well, who reportedly said if it doesn't work, maybe we'll just have to let it implode and then blame the Democrats. But we'll see where it goes from there. We appreciate you being with us. I appreciate you being candid when you said you're going to stick your neck out. That's a bold statement on national television, and we'll have you back as the process moves along.
Listen, as a nurse, I'm not going to let people go without health care, and we need to stick our neck out and make sure we're doing the right thing for the people in our states.
Well, I appreciate that. It's clear that there's some folks in Tennessee who think you are doing right by them. Thank you, ma'am.